What's good, LL Nation? Back in this piece, of course, waiting for that dude to tag in. It's the Lucky Lefty podcast, brought to you by Nora Whiskey, featuring Nora Whiskey. Go to AnoraWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey, AnoraWhiskey.com. I see the comments are already lit in the chat, talking about Brian Kelly, signing day, Jim Harbaugh returning to Michigan, and other news. Yo, no new commits. Last commit was Trey Reader out of the Tampa, Florida area. Class is pretty much done. Early commitment, early signing period. There were some other big things that happened. Some funny things from Jimbo Fisher. We have video. We have video of Jimbo Fisher, and we have video of Lincoln Riley. Both coaches gave us some great content today, so we're going to be talking about that. Let's see. Anthony Solomon, Shaun watched the earlier show from today. I wanted MF as the coach in waiting after his first interview. He has the it factor. Skin color means nothing to me. Love the show. Appreciate it. Yeah, comments after the show. Had a few comments after the show. I had one person tell me that I was pulling stuff out of my ass, and I was wrong for putting Notre Dame in the crosshairs. If Notre Dame wanted to hire Luke Fickell, that was their right. And I was stunned because I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't the point of the show. The point of the show was really pointing out certain things that should be given to everyone. And I use the example of one thing that was not afforded to Marcus Freeman. But, people get rubbed the wrong way. They get upset. Hey, it is what it is. So we're efforting to get Coach Reed back on to talk about signing day. You guys enjoyed him on Monday, so we'll seal that up. The Michigan class with Jim Harbaugh was pretty much signed. The only person that probably would have signed with them was Trey Reader, who eventually signed with Notre Dame. Notre Dame, in most publications, either came in with the 6th or 7th best class. Of course, with the 3 decommitments that they had, minus if they didn't have the decommitments, I would say Notre Dame definitely would have been a top 5 class. Put in the work to be a top 5 class. And all in all, pretty good haul for Notre Dame during this recruiting season. I actually spent the 6 o'clock hour talking to and doing an interview with 2023 defensive back Zaire Hill, who just came from junior day. Said he's going to be getting back to campus as soon as possible. Kid from Kankakee, Illinois, Kankakee High School, 200 state champ in Illinois, and looking to extend that to not only the 200, but the 4x2, 4x1. Kid is extremely fast, extremely long, played cornerback his sophomore season, and then his junior year got moved to safety. And he got moved to safety because they had 2 very talented youngsters that they wanted to get on the field. So they put him back in center field, which gave him room to roam and actually put him more into action rather than being at one of the cornerback positions and being able to be taken out of the game or not thrown at because he's only on one half of the field. So that interview's coming out, hopefully on Irish Breakdown. The piece will be coming out in a week or so. I believe Ryan Roberts already put up a piece about his visit on Irish Breakdown, so you can check that out. And our conversation as the video will show, was more about uh, how he got into football, his childhood, and his time with Chris O'Leary, conversation, and all the schools that are coming after him. Great young man. Check it out. Coming up on Irish Breakdown. Lee Marie, do you have any idea who the Notre Dame VP Jimbo Fisher called out on his press conference today? We'll get to that because that struck me. The only person that's involved with NIL is Jack Swarbrick. Nobody else from Notre Dame speaks on that. If he was taking a shot at Jack Swarbrick, I have the audio and the video, so we're going to get to that in a few minutes. My dude, what's good?
We're here.
All right,
We
so
are.
we're basically, this is Oh and Another Thing, episode 3. We already did a show today, and today's show was just, with the news of Bryant Flores coming down. I had to go ahead and call an audible and just say, you know what, we have to talk about it. Had a great show talking about it with LL Nation. You guys co-hosted with me this morning. Fantastic show. Go and check it out if you haven't checked it out. Oh, and another thing, a lot of things to talk about. National Signing Day. Jim Harbaugh returns to Michigan after his interview with the Vikings. And then you have Caleb Williams going to USC. I had fun today talking to my daughter, of course. After telling her that they have a decent quarterback, I told her the offensive line was still trash, so it won't make a difference.
I don't know. Caleb can change the tide.
I'm not worried about that, dude. I told her we'll see you the Saturday after Thanksgiving. That's all. You ain't have to worry. Saturday after Thanksgiving, we'll be rolling up in that gold standard. It's all
I
good.
mean, this is single-handedly the best Notre Dame schedule that they've played in the last 20 years. This is not only that, the schedule that Tyler Buckner will be a top 5 quarterback in the country. We're playing at least four of the top 10 quarterbacks in the draft next year. And we're playing the top at least 3 in that same schedule. So Tyler Buckner, I mean, this is the one that quarterbacks of Notre Dame wish they could have as a season. I wish I could have this season because it's without a doubt, he wins these games, he can be the top quarterback in the country after one season.
I would venture to say 2024 is going to be a pretty dope schedule.
Okay.
That's when we begin the home and home against Texas A&M, which right now is that's going to be a nice home and home starting in 2024.
That'll be a good one. That's not better than Ohio State, though.
No. But I mean, Jimbo Fisher, NIL, it's going to be hotly contested. That's going to be huge.
It's
And
going to
then,
be the highly paid for game, that's for
oh,
sure.
for sure. And then USC is usually our last game. But at this point, the schedule shows that Miami of Florida will be the week after USC.
Interesting.
So it's very interesting. And then we have Florida State that year. So, yeah, the schedule this year is definitely a little bit tougher because of the quarterbacks we face. I just wanted to point out, because we're going to talk about Jimbo Fisher and his comments, that they start that home and home with Texas A&M in 2024. Look, man, Notre Dame doesn't give a darn who they play. Notre Dame they play everybody. They play everybody. I wish they still had Michigan and Michigan State on the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely not at this point in our tenure worried about any particular team, considering we're playing a little bit of everybody. But it just gives us more frequent flyer miles when we're beating teams across the country.
And I'll say this: I think the 23 schedule is more difficult than next year.
I don't know. I mean, the schedule we got is top notch, hands down.
Let me tell you why. In 2023, Ohio State comes to Notre Dame Stadium in week 3. USC in the second year, Lincoln Riley comes the following week or the following game. They go to Wake Forest and then come back and play Clemson. So they play in 4 weeks. They play Ohio State, USC, and Clemson. in 2023 early in the season.
Next year we play. Next year where they spaced out.
No. That's like three of those 4 games are against those 3 teams.
No, I'm talking about this season schedule.
This year is spaced out. They got Ohio State up front. Then they play Clemson in the beginning of November, and then they end the season at USC. But my point is that would be year 2 of Cade Klubnik at Clemson. So Clemson more than likely would be better. CJ Stroud will probably be gone, so I don't know if Ohio State would be as good. But USC in year 2 would definitely be better under Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, I mean, the USC is definitely somebody to worry about because, they're going to get the right recruits.
Yeah.
But defensively, knowing Lincoln Riley's history, I don't think that we should be too worried. We should be too worried.
I had somebody on Twitter tell me Lincoln Riley got a bunch of guys in the transfer portal from Kansas State. I said, oh, word? That's supposed to scare me?
This is killing me, this Kansas State thing. It keeps jumping up on us every time. Kansas State is so similar to a team like Iowa. They just got different colored jerseys.
Man, look. Let's get into it. So earlier today, Jimbo Fisher held his press conference. He signed the number 1 class in all of college football. And he was a little upset by the comments by Nick Saban before the championship game. Lane Kiffin this week on 247 Sports, actually with Coach Carl Reed, who was on with us Monday. Coach Reed interviewed Lane Kiffin, and Lane Kiffin had some very interesting comments about NIL. And then in his press conference, Jimbo Fisher felt like it was his time to jump in the pulpit.
A lot of money is being spent, and just your thoughts.
Here's what I'm going to say, and this is point blank. This is point blank because here's my problem. There is no $30 million fund. There is no $5 million. There is no $10 million. This is garbage, okay? And it pisses me off that people, and here it comes from a site called Bro Bible by a guy named Sliced Bread. Then everybody runs with it. So it's written on the internet as gospel. How irresponsible is that? And then to have coaches in our league and across this league to say it, clown acts. All right? Irresponsible as hell. Multiple coaches in our league. And the guy's griping about NIL, griping about transfer portal, using it the most and bragging about it the most. That's the ironic part. You want character? I'll take it with any of y'all. It's a joke. It does piss me off. The other thing, when you look at vice president, I get another one. Vice president of Notre Dame. Supposed to be a reputable university, right? That's a heck of a person leading a reputable university. I'd be real proud if I hired that guy. Read it off Sliced Bread. It's funny, when Nick Saban said his quarterback got an $800,000 deal, it was wonderful. Now it ain't wonderful no more, huh? But ours, we ain't got that. Ours are on record what comes up. We ain't doing all them big deals. There ain't none on our place that we know of. That's funny when you do it. The hypocrisy is a joke. It's an absolute joke, and it's insulting to our staff, how hard we work, to how we do things, and it's insulting to Texas A&M because there ain't a better place to go to school and play ball. If you don't like it, we're coming on. Get used to it. All right? We ain't going nowhere. It's an absolute joke. The people put the hard work in and do it. It's irresponsible, but it's funny when they get it, it's all okay. Ball games are changing, man. And it ain't because of NIL and what goes on. It's pretty irresponsible of all of them. They're clowns.
We'll go next.
If they got a problem with it, come see me. I ain't a hard guy to find.
He's talking like that because he got one up on Saban. And you can take a shot like that because you won last year. Okay, we get it. But listen, we know what it is. You don't gotta be mad, man. Look, it is what it is. Man, you just got the expectation now. You got to win. Georgia don't complain. Georgia know. Everybody know down there in Georgia what's going on. Kirby Smart ain't up there talking about it because he know the expectation is we know what's happening, but you got to get a championship, and that's what he did. Now Jimbo's position is in the same position, but that when that seat get hot, now he want to talk about people complaining and getting these excuses because he's trying to set the excuses up. He know that he got them players off of look. Then you throwing shots at Notre. Who is sliced bread? The sliced bread thing.
He was just hypothetically putting the name of a blog out there, man, trying to be funny. He's talking about Jack Swarbrick, man, talking about that's supposed to be a reputable university, right? Like, man, what are you talking about right now?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Because
We see him down the road. We do got a problem with it. We'll see you down the road.
he's hot. He's mad because they called him on it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if it's not NIL and other things going, what's going on? You're not telling us what it is. You just saying it's not that. Because if it's not that, there's nothing that you can say that you really doing much better. What are you putting kids in space?
Dude, let's look at this, dude. So we bring this up, and this guy, we have to give him credit. Them Gators bad on Twitter. He wrote it down. Jimbo, 18, number 17, went 9-4. Number 19, number 4 class, went 8-5. 2020, number 6 class, went 9-1. Number 2021, the number 8 class, went 8-4. This year, with the NIL, all of a sudden he's the number 1 class. Saban, 18, number 4, went 14-1. 19, number 1 class, went 11-2. 20, number 2 class, went 13-0. 21, the number 1 class, went 13-2. That's 2 championships, by the way, during that time period. NIL, he's still the number 2 class. Like, dude, everything that you're saying is not affecting Nick Saban, bro. Like,
No.
Nick Saban is laughing at you. He's laughing.
Yeah, and Jimbo's trying because he got to do a good job not making it too obvious because of the place that it is. Yeah, Texas A&M may be great, but Texas A&M ain't pulling number 1 classes out of nowhere.
No, and
So
then, you know what? Put him on the petty train too. What the heck? Why are you talking about Bryce's pockets?
yeah, pocket watching.
For what?
Bryce
Go
won the
get-
Heisman, so
go get
Bryce
you a
earned it,
quarterback.
really.
Go get you a quarterback that's worth a bid.
Yeah, Bryce worth it. He won the Heisman, so they got what they paid for.
Come on, man.
They got what they paid for.
This dude did what he did it dirty at Florida State. It got him a national championship, and then it got him up out of there. He left before everything fell, before the deck of cards fell. Let's just tell the truth. He's going to do the same thing at Texas A&M. He's going to build it up. He's going to get a team. He might win. And then when the cards are about to fall, he's going to bounce on Texas A&M too. So I'm not trying to hear that all we do is clean, hard work. Shut up.
Yeah,
Your resume doesn't say that. We
it
go back to
doesn't.
Florida State and see how you got Jameis up out of the state of Alabama. We can talk about that. Ask Nick Saban how you got Jameis Winston up out of the state of Alabama. Talk about that.
Florida State still messed up.
From him and the way he left it. Lucky Lefty podcast, man. That right there just had me. I almost brought myself to tears and laughter.
Yeah, because he's
That man, dude.
he talking about a hit a squealing dog, man. He was out there really just telling on himself. It's like, man, don't be upset because we called you out on it. Just be like, hey, hard money earned. Just put it to use. He don't want what comes behind it because now Georgia proved the concept. Now you got the concept, and now you got to win. Are you going to blow teams out undefeatedly like Georgia was trying to do? If you're not, then you're going to get probably fired. They're going to be like, we paid all this money, you getting 8-4 seasons. Not happening.
If A&M doesn't get at least to the SEC championship game,
it's a failed season. And that's their fault. They the ones, alumni, we know about Texas alumni in general. Texas A&M is not no just country school. It's not just no agricultural school. They got some money over there, man.
yeah, they got some money.
They got some big money.
It's the state of Texas. It's nothing but money in that entire state. Like, what is he talking about? We don't have no fun. That's not what we do. Man, shut up.
Yeah.
Texas schools have
He
been
basically
playing
saying
all the way back to SMU in the 80s.
he
And what are you
basically
talking
saying
about?
we got a fund, but you're not supposed to know about it. He said, "Duh, we got a fund," but like what? I mean, everything he's doing, he told us about. He definitely has a fund. He definitely does that. He definitely is upset that Nick Saban and Jack Swarbrick and all them said something, and he's definitely upset that the internet is telling on him. Yes, it's gospel. The internet is gospel.
And Jack, unless I'm mistaken, Jack Swarbrick never said anything about Texas A&M directly.
Yeah, it is crazy because he's taking a shot at him like, yeah, I would hire that guy.
And
He
then
should.
if you're gonna say my name, you get my permission, you get my position right.
That's right. He said assistant, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, vice president or something like, man, what are you talking about? Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name.
We're gonna see him in a little bit. What's that, 2023? We're gonna see him.
2024. Started. 2024. I think the last statement Jack Swarbrick made, he was asked about EA Sports and the NIL rules and the return of, and his comment was, "We're in a mess right now." Like literally, that's the last thing he said. The last thing he said about NIL. Like, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? You just mad because Lane Kiffin laid into your tail. This is Lane Kiffin, 247 Sports. No, you know what? Not Lane Kiffin. I'm sorry. But Lane Kiffin was on 247 Sports and pretty much just put it out there like, look, things are wrong. And something needs to be done. And Lane is doing it by Lane knows where he's at. This is why are you taking shots at Lane? Lane knows he's at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And he knows he can't recruit on the same level at Ole Miss. So
Yeah.
he wants to go to the transfer portal. Like, why are you pissing on him? Because he's doing what he needs to do. Man,
This is what you don't want to see, man. You don't want to see coaches being upset because of their hiring practices or their recruiting practices. I think Lane Kiffin is so transparent that NIL is probably working better for him. And I think they probably snagged something that Texas A&M wanted. And, Jimbo Fisher, when you doing it like the Rams are doing it, all money in, this is going to be interesting to see how the outcome is. Like the Rams are in position where they're at the Super Bowl where they have to win. The Bengals want to win. The Rams have to win because you got all that money tied up.
Yeah.
The Bengals, the cheapest organization in the world. They're not even going to be able to afford Joe Burrow after this game.
Man, if he
like
wins,
they can't afford him.
Winning the Super Bowl is probably the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, for the Bengals organization, they're like, where we going to get this money from?
Paul Brown is cheap as all get out.
His son even worse.
Right. And, Joe Burrow and his agents walking up in the office like
$300 million.
That's what we started. That's what we started.
Yeah, don't let him win. Don't let him win and get the MVP because then he going to have to leave Cincinnati. He probably going to have to go somewhere like Dallas or somewhere.
Well, y'all want to swap with Dak? I'll take it. Lucky Lefty podcast. Tyler Evans said Texas A&M is still the third best team in their conference. I don't even think they're third. I'm going to keep it real. I don't even think they're the third best team. You got Georgia. You got Alabama. At this point, I would take Florida over Texas A&M.
Sure, we're going to see what Billy Napier puts together.
That's my point. I'll take Billy Napier over Jimbo Fisher any day. Matter of fact, I'll take Brian Kelly at LSU over Jimbo Fisher.
Brian Kelly ain't secured a good recruit since.
He needs to stop all that dancing because you're right. He did all that dancing behind my man, and my man still committed to Nick Saban. See, that shows you how gangster Nick Saban is, bro.
He don't care about none of that.
That's why I told everybody when he made that statement about the NIL the day before the national championship game, he was sending out a warning shot, like y'all really don't want me to get involved in this, man.
That's why he mentioned it. He said, you saying stuff about it, but you using it the most. You getting all the guys.
Right.
He said, I know.
I know. And it's like, okay. And he was letting the world know. I think college football needs to do something about this NIL. If you don't,
it's gonna be a long day.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to die. I'm gonna have to die out of office. Like, I'm not retiring. I'm gonna have to die
because it's gonna be too sweet. It's gonna be too sweet. I
down.
can't walk away from this. I'm walk away from this.
Stuff. We coming
because now he's snatching players from teams in the same conference. I mean, he's just getting disrespectful. He lost the national championship and was grabbing players off the championship team. How you losing the national championship and grab play? That's like if we lost to Alabama in 2012 and AJ McCarron and all them, Amari Cooper, all was like, you know what? I think I want to go to Notre Dame. What in the hell?
That's like we all go to a party, bro, and we up in there, and the whole crew is talking about this girl, talking about how ugly she is. And we look up Monday, and here you come walking with her down the hall hand in hand. Like,
hand in hand. What happened?
Like you just said, she looked like a dog literally 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Now you cuddled up with her.
Cuddled up.
That's Burton being in Alabama right now.
Absolutely.
That's Eli Ricks being in Alabama right now.
That's Georgia Tech's running back being in Alabama. I mean, it's like Nick Saban just he just skims off the top of everything. Just give me all the top at the top, and then y'all worry about the rest of the good players.
Man, this dude, man, he's wild. He's wild. And then the new head coach of the USC Trojans had the nerve to go on ESPN College Football today and talk about the transfer portal. Literally, your starting quarterback just came to USC via the transfer portal, along with 2 receivers that you took from Oklahoma where you were. And you're complaining about it? Oh, man. Put him on the petty train, too.
Obviously, it's changed, really the way that college football operates. And I think at some point we'll have to put in some guardrails, some ways to kind of ensure when this can happen, when it can't happen, so that players, staffs, all that are a little bit more on the same page. Right now, it's so open-ended that it's, I think, difficult. I think it's difficult for players, difficult for coaches, difficult to build rosters. You try to project to the future. And then I think kind of the ill effects of that when you start looking down at the high school athlete and how many of these scholarships are actually going to players in high school is concerning. And so I think so much has changed, and there's a lot of really good people, smart people in college football that care about the sport. And I think a lot of those people need to get together as we have a chance to assess all that's happened. And I think we can put together a plan that gives everybody the flexibility that they want, but also maintains kind of the integrity of building a roster and being able to use all the different channels to do that in a positive way.
Did this man just say, it's difficult for the coaches? Coaches can leave whenever they want to. But we got to put some guardrails on this because it's difficult the way it is for coaches to go out and decide who's going to be on their roster, who they're going to give scholarships to. But you can just up and leave Oklahoma just whenever.
Yeah, the hypocrisy. And what's even crazier is that it's just so disingenuous because everything you're talking about, you went and did the opposite. The main character on your team is a guy that is in the transfer. You didn't go to no high school and hand out no quarterback scholarship. What do you mean? You literally got your season from a transfer portal. So I don't understand where the guardrails will go in. If anything, they starting with you.
Start with you.
Starting with you. Okay.
Exhibit A.
You can't take the whole school with you.
Coaches, administrators. My man took everything Oklahoma had to USC. Everything.
You can't tell the 3 guys on the roster at quarterback, they gotta go. You can't do that. So I don't know. I think it's a very selfish thing to say you need guardrails on a situation where, one, it just started. So y'all been doing crummy stuff at the head coaching position all the time for years. We finally get a little taste of something. And it's not like everybody is going crazy. You just get a higher volume of transfers, and you just openly giving money to the same people you was giving money to before. It's never been everybody. So I just think it's just a hot media take, and he's just trying to be really low key because he knows he's the biggest culprit. Him and Jimbo.
Dude, today was the worst day in the history of statements made by college coaches. I feel like, man, just come out, list the name of the guys that committed, and go back to your office. All this other stuff, man. The 2 dudes that are doing the most had the nerve to sit up there at press conferences and complain about what they're doing. You literally just benefited from NIL.
Hugely.
And you literally just benefited the most from the transfer portal. But you want to sit up there like, we need to do something about this. Man, stop. 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 And I know for a fact, I said it this morning. My text to my daughter was like, yo, didn't you tell me that you switched the class and the last day to switch classes was like the 25th or 26th because classes were closing? And she was like, yeah. I was like, my man tweeted out yesterday he just started classes. What classes he started yesterday? I'm confused. How did this happen?
How?
Was made. Please tell me how this happened. You're a student there. You told me you had to make a last minute switch before the deadline. That was the 25th. Here it is. It's February 1st.
February 1st.
My man is taking his first day of classes.
Well, I told you a couple weeks back he been out here. Remember I told you on the podcast back when we was talking about his decision.
Right.
He was already out here. Going to Laker games, taking pictures around the area. Like, yeah. So that's why I knew USC was the number 1 target. He already been living out here for about a month. So I think it's just
hold on. Where you been living? Who paying for it?
NIL, it don't even matter now. Yeah, it don't even matter.
But we want to act like, Jimbo Fisher is clean. I'm here. You want to see me? I ain't hard to find. Man, shut up. The game is the game.
He said that to Saban because he won. I'm telling you, he won last year. So now he thinking that Saban can't talk nothing to him. Come see about it.
Dude, Saban will see him in Tuscaloosa. Like, we don't have to talk.
Yeah.
Nothing to say.
We don't have to talk, man.
You know what I mean? We'll see you in Tuscaloosa.
Come on down.
You got a little 4-point win at College Station last year.
Yeah.
Bring that freshman quarterback on down here to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, let me talk to him.
I got something for him.
His name is Anderson.
I got some transfers.
Yeah.
I got some freshmen that played in the championship game that are sophomores now. Yeah, come on down.
But the thing is, Saban does a great job at roster building. That's a great job at roster building. Besides the fact that he did some transfers, that's just to make the team unstoppable every year.
Man.
But other than that, the team is still good. It wasn't like the team is built very well. He just got an extra couple knock out the park pieces. And he's like, now what?
Yo, Charlie Weiss's last belt loop said, Bam about to put 70 on his head.
You know it. You know what he is. Yeah, Saban got that Tom Brady in him. He remember that. He'll remember that.
Oh, man. Look, I don't have a dude. I respect dudes that dominate. See, I'm not that type of person. What I mean by that, like, how somebody dominates the game? I'll give you a perfect example. I enjoy Drake music. I fully recognize that he's that dude and that he's been that dude. But I don't have to sit up and while I'm cleaning up the crib, I don't have to play a full Drake album if that's not my preference. But I fully recognize who he is. There's no hate. Like people, you might not like Alabama. That might not be your preference, but God darn it, you got to recognize who that
because they
program,
whooping,
what that
they
program
kicking
is,
butt.
and what Nick Saban is. You better give that man his flowers.
Absolutely.
You don't have to love him, but you better respect him. And be being honest with yourself. Like while we sitting up here talking about national championships, we know who Notre Dame is chasing. Let's not get it twisted. First step is beating that team in Columbus. That's the first step.
First step, big step,
Big step.
but the first step.
But the next step after that, more than likely beating Bama in the college football playoff, that's an even bigger step.
I mean, that's the step.
So, yo, it is what it is. It is what it is. Matt D says Saban is sarcastic, funny, and can be when he needs to be. I love to hear what he says to Jimbo after his boys crush A&M. Dude, Saban told that cat Kirby, y'all whooped us in the fourth quarter. He might as well about said it's about time.
Yeah,
That's really what
basically.
he's saying.
Basically.
Like I had to lose both my wide receivers. It's about time. Because if you didn't beat me this time, I was gonna talk some big ish in the offseason.
Big. And Kirby knew. That's why Kirby was so thankful. He was like, thank you.
Right?
Thank you. Because he knows.
He knows.
Saban wasn't, usually Saban, like when he lost to Clemson, he was all mad. And, this one, he was like, I just want the bragging rights on this one. So you off the hook, basically. You off the hook, Kirby. You off the hook.
Will Chesnick said after Freeman was hired, I heard that ND has had smaller recruiting staffs than other schools. Other teams have dozens of staff go to high school games. ND will have one or two. Is Freeman working to change this? You were in the building, bro. So
Yeah, I mean, the recruiting office has never been a dominating force within the office of football. It's kind of just had its own its own little section, like a big meeting room, which I'm sure at Alabama they have a whole building for recruiting. They have its own separate building, look like a warehouse. It's just 20 people at a desk just calling people every day or Instagramming or social media. But they work hard in that office. I don't know if we don't have representatives everywhere, like Secret Service agents or anything, but that's also what's been the uniqueness of Notre Dame is still recruit out of a small office. I don't know if it would change as much if we build a whole new side of the building for recruiting.
yeah.
But in this day and age, it might have to be something like that. I mean, you want to get all hands on deck and be a program changer. I think Marcus Freeman wants to put the work in on a first-hand basis first and then probably build a model of what the recruiting office should look like, modeled after his recruiting style. So, the first year, he got a lot of things on his plate, but I think as time goes on, he'll be able to build that part out often.
That's interesting that you say that because, we look at Notre Dame as this private university that's sitting on a mint as a Catholic university. And they are sitting on a mint. Like, I don't want to distract from that. It's a lot of money connected to Notre Dame. A lot of money. They just don't like to spend a lot of it.
No.
They just don't like to spend a lot of it. So, we'll see. We'll see. I think Marcus Freeman can be very creative, like the way he brought Laurinaitis on as a consultant, in a consultant capacity. He's added Watts as a consultant to Harry Heastan. And hopefully they hire other consultants and other positions in that building that builds the staff, that gives them a bigger network of coaches to not only be able to put in the work for preparation and practices, but also to do more in recruiting and to build a program.
Yeah, I think it's just a little step that's going to be taken. It's just interesting to see college football just be more active with all the different rule changes and NIL and recruiting and head coach changes. It's a refreshing move for college football to see how reinvented the season will change from that. Will teams look even more stacked or even less stacked
Yeah.
with just the craziness of how these moves have been made? But I'm excited. I think that we're in the clear standing that everything we're doing is definitely going to add something different and give us a totally different look when we run out there versus Ohio State. I haven't heard a lot of Ohio State being in the transfer portal that much, but
For
I
what?
do.
For what? For what? Dude, they got a dude that couldn't get on the field going in the first round from another school this year. Like, for what? For fam, we know what it is. Look, let me tell you something. Let me tell you how important Brandon Joseph is.
Okay.
We know what it is. We know what it is. We know we can apply pressure with that front seven. We know the linebackers are going to be incredible. I heard today that Marcus Freeman said two of the linebackers are in the number one group in speed drills. Two of
Oh
the
yeah, that
linebackers
was on purpose. Yeah, he did
that
that
he
on purpose.
recruited.
He recruited that.
Running with Chris Tyree. Like, yo, those are my linebackers. I'm sitting up here like, okay,
It's linebacker you. What do you mean? It's linebacker you.
dude. Brandon Joseph is going to keep that back end. If we don't have the big plays, if they don't get the big plays in the horseshoe in the passing game, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem. I'm telling
Because
you
we're
right
running sideline to sideline.
right now. Because we running that ball. Oh, we running that ball. Don't get it twisted. I hope they're not looking at that Fiesta Bowl tape.
No. We're running the ball
We're
for
running
sure.
that ball. We're running that ball. You can believe that. We got 3 backs.
Yeah, at least.
3. We want to beat you to the outside. Okay. We want to run the patient game. Okay. Then we get to the fourth quarter and you can't tackle and you don't want to tackle. Come on, Aldrich.
Yeah.
Come on, big boy.
You don't want to tackle. It's going to be a long day with Audrey.
Come on, big boy. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They in trouble.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm ready. Let's go. You might not want to bring, bro. You might not. I know we're doing a live show. You might not want to bring me to your hometown around Buckeyes fans, dog. Because I'm that dude that'll cause you to get into a fight. You know how you go to a fight? You go to a party with your boys.
Yeah. You can't bring some of them, man.
Right. I'm the dude you don't want to bring.
Oh, my gosh. Why?
You don't
Why?
want to bring me. Oh, yeah, because I'm going to say something. I'm going to hurt feelings. I'm talking that ish. I'm like, I ain't never got to come back here. I never have to come back to Ohio ever again.
I ain't never got to come back here ever again.
It's not my hometown. I can say what I want to say.
Oh yeah, we can't take you there, man. Oh no. I'll say whatever. I ain't gotta come back. What do you mean?
Yeah, we're going to the horseshoe. We'll be there.
The livest show. That'll be the livest show.
They try to kill you here in the Columbus if you talk that. That's okay. That's okay. I'm all for it, Matt D. I'm all for it.
That's right. That's right. You know how we do when we go with
one thing, Matt D. I will not be alone. Whatever they try to do, they're gonna have to think twice about it.
That's right. That's right.
I will not be alone.
We here
like that. I don't try to fight. I don't do that. I don't do that.
Oh yeah. We're going to the right place. Look, we this is not our first hostile environment.
PS said Big Mouth Shaun gonna make us fight $20 our fans to get to the bus. Hey man, look, it is what it is, baby. LL Nation in this piece.
LL Nation, they gonna have to recognize we're not coming to play no games.
That's right.
So funny.
Rolling deep. K-Mac.
Rolling deep.
Got all fam. Got fam from the west side already letting me know, like, hey, I'm rolling with you.
I'm going too.
You know what I'm saying? Shaun Stewart said, I got your back. I appreciate you, Shaun. That's what's up.
Yeah, yeah.
I want all the smoke. I want all of it.
And don't let us win. Don't let us win.
Oh, you definitely got to get me out of town quick if we win.
They got to rush you out like they be rushing the presidents out. They rush
don't take me to any local bar after that game if we win. No.
You will not be a straggler after that win because you got to get up out of there.
The only thing that's going to protect those fans immediately after that game, if Notre Dame gets the dub, is the fact that I'm going to be wearing that credential. And I'm going to have to represent myself as part of the media.
That's right. That's right.
I'm going to keep it real low key.
But if it wasn't on.
But when I come out of that press conference, I get the content needed. Oh, you better believe I'm walking the entire circle. I'm walking the entire perimeter of the horseshoe, searching cats to talk to.
Searching for the smoke.
Yeah, first dude I want, the bald head dude with the book nut. I'm finding him. That's the first dude I'm finding.
The first dude you looking for.
Yeah, like you might as well eat those, bro.
Yeah, but what happened? Hit him with a what happened? What? This is the shoe? We put on the shoe. We put on the shoe this time.
I got Eugene Williams, Shaun the type that would have some Chicago house juke music as intro to a fight. Eugene, you know how it is. See, Chicago is one of those rare cities that has basements. Because there's a lot of people down south, they don't have basements.
They don't have basements.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys had it in Ohio.
Yeah, I had a basement in Ohio.
Okay. You know how it's one way in, one way out, the basement party, bro.
That's right. That's
when
right.
Fight breaks out.
Everybody fight.
Everybody fight. Everybody. Girls getting knocked down on the dance floor. Ain't nobody safe.
No.
So it is what it is. All I'm telling you is I'm not waiting. I'm not doing that. From the time I land in the bus, I'm walking through Columbus Airport talking ish. I'm landing, walking off the plane, talking about the champs are here.
You go see this. You go see the sea of red, man. You talking about the champs are here.
The champs are here.
I like Boombaye. Shaun Boombaye. Hell yeah.
Oh man. So see, Wet Blanket said there's no basements in Oklahoma. Okay, DBZ, Indiana has basements. See, that's like a Midwest thing.
It's a Midwest thing. You got to.
Thing.
Tornadoes and stuff,
Yeah. Mike Nolan, thank you for the super chat. Shaun right about ND and their money. They don't want donors paying players. They want donors giving them those dollars. Hey, I will say this. They invested in the facilities. I think the recruits, they did a poll of the 2023 recruits. I think Notre Dame's facilities came in 4th amongst recruits for best.
Okay.
Oregon was number 1. Alabama was number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I forget.
Clemson.
Notre Dame was 4 though.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame was 4. They got a new combination too. I was talking to the recruits from Junior Day this weekend. They laid out all of the new uniform combinations. They got a new double green combination. I think they might be sporting next year.
Oh, we got a double green coming in, huh?
Green combination.
Okay, about time.
That you know what I mean? And I think the green is like a little bit of a darker green. Not like a Michigan State shade, but a little bit darker than, the other green jerseys.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
With the green bottoms and the gold helmet.
Yeah,
that might be funky.
Might be something I put on the wish list.
Yeah. Brian Kelly did get Harold Perkins, who, by the way, decided to take the NIL money at LSU rather than taking it at Texas A&M. That would be perfect if Harold Perkins said, "Man, I gave you your check back." If he tweeted that out to Jimbo right now, I'll be like, "You dog." That
Yeah, the internet would melt down.
it would melt down. Jimbo would have to come out with another press conference. I don't know what he's talking about. What
Yeah,
check?
straight up,
There is
straight
no
up.
check.
Not the $100,000 check. I know you're not
Right.
talking about that because in no way.
So before we switch over to Caleb Williams and a little bit more about that, you didn't have an opportunity to give your thoughts on Brian Flores and everything that happened with him.
You know, man, it's one of those martyr situations trying to hopefully turn the tide and get more people to sign on to get some more just support. I think it's just hard, similar to the Colin Kaepernick. I mean, you're gonna sue a guy and then ask him for employment. I just think that's just a hard ask, you know. So hopefully, you know, there's enough sensation behind it that can turn the tide. But at the end of the day, you can't make nobody hire you that doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Especially if it's their own thing. You know, if anything, you just start your own club, get your own teams, and do your own thing. But you know, it's one of those rare situations where you know you can't really tell them what to do either.
Right. That's true.
So it's not illegal, but shit. I mean, you know.
Matt B, thank you for the super chat. This has been a fun show. Can't wait until you guys come to Columbus. We need to beat Ohio State so I can talk for once. Buckeye fans are the worst. Hey, man, let me tell you. I don't know if I told this story before. Let me tell you, I don't care. I don't care. At the time, she was my girlfriend. She's my wife now. She can vouch for this. We went to a Michigan Illinois game because I went to Illinois for college, and somehow I bought tickets in the player section for Michigan. That's how I got into the game. I got them off a Michigan site, ticket exchange site late. Sat there, and in the middle of all those player comp tickets, me and my boy talked ish for 4 quarters. And this was the Drew Henson freshman year, Tom Brady senior year.
Oh, you was there at the game.
For that game.
Where they played Drew Henson first, right?
Right. They played Tom Brady started. Drew Henson came in.
Yeah, came in.
And then Tom Brady finished the game up, and Illinois came back and won because a local kid, Rocky Harvey from Chicago, ran for like 150 yards in the 4th quarter.
Oh my gosh!
Michigan had 2 big runs. Kirk Kittner, they led them back from like a 2-touchdown deficit, and Illinois stole the game at the end. I talked about Drew Henson so bad. True story. His mama was in front of us, and she got up and went up to the suites. I talked about him that. I do. I don't care. I don't care where I'm sitting. I'm talking that ish in the bus.
You said I talked about him so bad.
Weekend long. I'm talking. And we might come up short.
Yeah, but you still talking.
Oh, my experience is going to be wonderful. My experience is going to be wonderful.
Well, at least that's a true stuff talker, man. Through hella high water, but they gonna hear about you.
Yo, so let me tell you something, man. Notre Dame fans, if you come into the bus, don't come timid. Don't come up in there timid. Bring that MF Air vibe.
Yeah.
You coming on fire. Let's go. So,
come up there with excitement. Come up there like, you know, we're going to win because
sure.
we're going to need it because it's a hostile environment. You know, we're going into somebody else's backyard.
I have to check it out. Lilo said Hugh Jackson is on pivot, keeping it real with Ryan Clark and Fred Taylor and Shannon Crowder. I'm going to have to check it out.
Yeah, that's a good show. I think they just dropped it not too long ago, premium.
Hey, bro, let me tell you something. The most damning thing about that whole Brian Flores thing is all the stuff with the Dolphins. That giant stuff with like
they showing up to the meeting late or something like that.
Yeah, Belichick, and then John Elway being drunk. John Elway's always drunk.
He is a drunk.
That's always been known.
Yeah.
This cat Stephen Ross asking this man to lose games for $100K. Now I'm
And then getting mad when they won.
gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. If he had offered a meal per game, I might have thought about it. I might have thought about it.
I think I might have thought about it too, though.
100K. You know what I'm saying? If he said, "Man, I'll give you $1 million per game," we might.
That's 18 million.
Oh yeah, we might have been, dude. I would have lost. I would have had the record for most losses.
But I think that's just the frustration of he wouldn't have asked that to a non-black coach. I think that's what his frustration. He's like, you really asked me to lose, and you know we barely even get a chance to coach.
One opportunity is all you get.
Yeah, so that's probably what set him off because he was like, now the opportunity I get it, but now you telling me to tank my own opportunity? Absolutely not. Absolutely
and then, not. As soon as you get Joe Burrow, because that's who you wanted, you got to hire an offensive coordinator or offensive guy to develop him. So I'm out of here. It's this man. And when Hugh Jackson came out and tweeted out that he had the deposits for the money he was paid in Cleveland to tank, I said, oh, it's about to get real. It just got real.
He said he had deposits to tank?
Hugh said he got the deposits of the money he was paid. Hugh said, I took it.
So Hugh took it. Yeah, he told me I took it. So he don't even care. Yeah, okay. You don't even care. So then, yeah, it's 100%.
I think that was Hugh's second. That was his second job, though. Right? Raiders first.
He liked that one, though. I think he liked the Raiders job.
Yeah. So Hugh was like, man, look, y'all not trying to win? Hey, all right, pay me. Hit me with them direct deposits.
And they was hitting him with it.
He said he got the receipts, bro.
Oh, man. But then again, what would it mean? It's not going to mean nothing. This is just
not going to mean nothing.
It's just a team that's like, yeah, that's what we did it. We did it. So what? It's my team. And we got what we got.
They preserve, dude. That's the way it should be. I'm all for you being able to hire whoever you want to hire.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to play by the rules, just cut the check.
Just cut the check.
Send it to charity.
And that's just what it, the fans know what tanking look like. They call for it.
That's all.
The fans been calling for tanking for Miami for a minute to get to it. So I mean, it's just more of just the irony that college football and the NFL is just all the dress fell down. Everybody see what's under the skirt, and the only person embarrassed is.
Yeah. Now this is the crazy thing, though. I wouldn't compare him to Kaepernick because Kaepernick had no other option. Kaepernick had no other option. He's going to come back in. Kaepernick had no other option. None. It was like he might not ever coach in the NFL, but I can guarantee you, even if he has to go to an HBCU, Brian Flores will coach again. There's some people that's going to look out for him. He'll definitely have a job. Let's see. Who did we miss? Let's see. D Beezy's with me. Absolutely. Man, I have to think about it. 100K? Maybe not. But, you start talking about losing like 1 meal per game, it's a thought. Not saying that I would have done it. That's a thought. I mean, that's 16 mil go right in your pocket plus your salary. It's a pretty good year. It's a pretty good year. Malik's about to tag back in. I think he lost sound on his end. Matt D, I didn't know that. You're from the Ohio area. Bernie Kosar was a big drunk, huh? Wow, that must have been most of those quarterbacks from that era. Most of the quarterbacks, Bernie, Elway, I don't think Montana was a drunk. I know Bernie, Elway, Sims,
Kelly, Coach Kelly.
Gene Kelly, definitely. Yeah, the quarterbacks back then used to get it in, dude. They used to get it in.
But you know, they had to, if you think about it, because at the time those rules were allowing the quarterbacks to be target practices. I mean, you could body slam the quarterback, you could choke slam him, clothesline him, hit him after the play, before the play.
So that was therapy for them,
Yeah,
dude.
Dan Marino had to. Marino had to. He's standing in that pocket throwing them rifles, getting crushed. Crushed.
Man, look.
But
Man,
the
also said I went to a couple of Buckeye games with a girl I dated in high school. It was so fun to watch Eddie George play. I was at the Rice game when it was 73-0. I
Eddie
was,
George is that guy. People
I
don't
was,
realize how big Eddie George actually is. Like the guy is a monster.
yeah, George was a drunk. Yeah, the quarterbacks in that era, bro, you might be onto something.
I'm telling you,
They drank a lot.
man. Look, there's nothing. Look, getting hit now hurts. Now just imagine with those rules, Tom Brady couldn't have survived back then.
Heck, you know,
Heck, you know,
too frail.
just too small. Just
Too
too
frail.
small.
So, Caleb Williams, you think this schedule next year is one of the toughest schedules that Notre Dame has had in recent history? And
And I,
go ahead.
yeah, I 100% do. A lot of it is because of the fact that these are all the best quarterbacks in the country is really on the schedule that's slotted. You got your Keaton Slovis, you got your um, Caleb Williams, you seeing C.J. Stroud, and just the myriad of quarterbacks right there. It just presents an issue because now the defense will be tested, which is good for Marcus Freeman. He's going to have a great time game planning for that level of quarterback play, which will propel us to be ready for playing against Alabama with a Bryce Young. So the level of quarterback play that we'll see this season is definitely at a premium than we've seen in any other season before. So you know the games are going to be that much more of a battle and that much more of an expectation for us to be able to cross over to where we want to be because we win these games, we're going to put ourselves easily in the playoff contention
Mm-hmm.
and is also going to be able to provide our quarterback with a lot of opportunity to put himself in that top 5 quarterback in the country and maybe even in New York. I mean, if he beats CJ Stroud, Caleb Williams, Keaton Slovis, he's beaten the rest of the quarterbacks on the schedule. I mean, there's no way he's not sitting somewhere in New York or sitting somewhere for the top quarterback of the country award. So that's a lot of pressure, but this is the pressure that Coach Marcus Freeman was expecting,
Mm-hmm.
especially closing a chapter on something and opening a new one. Everybody's is anticipating seeing the sparks fly, and I think they're going to deliver.
Oh boy, the boy Timmy Johns responding to what we said. I think Kaepernick did have one option, and it was a major different option. I'm just speaking my true feeling, being 100% real. He could have picked a different stage, distasteful, effective, but distasteful. I mean, everybody's entitled to their decision. I look,
I just don't get why he asked to go back. After even doing all of that, right, wrong, or indifferent. You know, if you're gonna go out like that, just don't be upset that they don't want to hire you back. I just think that's just so unrealistic.
yeah, that
You
was
know what
like
I mean? Like, what are you doing a workout for? You already told them what they think, what you think of them.
yeah,
You sued them. What you mean?
it's disrespectful. Like the people that gathered at the Edmonds Pettus Bridge expected to be beat up the head. Like
Yeah,
you knew when you lined up to walk across that bridge, you knew what was coming.
yeah. You're not about to get beat up and it has to be friends or
Yeah.
like,
So
no.
don't get hit in the head like, oh my God.
You're like, what?
You know, you
Your ass go
know,
up there.
you know what's coming. You know exactly how these owners are going to react to you, my man.
Exactly.
So don't try to rile everybody else up. Like, oh my God, this is unexpected. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
And we can't do nothing to help you.
You know what the deal is, and you knew that you had no other options.
Yeah.
Or either you just weren't smart enough to measure twice and cut once. That's what the old people tell you. Measure twice, cut once. Like, you need to figure everything out before you make that move. Brian
Mhm.
Flores, which in my opinion was the dopest thing, before he released the lawsuit and made it public, he called Mickey Loomis and he called the ownership in Texas, in Houston, and informed both of them, hey, I'm just letting you know, I'm coming in for interviews, but I'm releasing this lawsuit. And this is
See,
why.
but Brian Flores is the ultimate description of what professionalism is. But at that level, professionalism at that level being black is just so off-putting to people because he's doing it the right way.
And Mickey
It's like they
Loomis
gotta
told him,
respect the way he's doing it, but
and
they
when he
like,
did it,
man,
Mickey Loomis was like, yeah, still come on down to Mobile. We still want to interview.
that's right. That's right.
Like, you keeping it a buck. Mickey Loomis is like, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
That's right. That's right. And it's good to see that Flores is getting just some genuineness from organizations, from people, because it's something that I don't even know. I mean, I think we all know what it is. Just taking them to court, if anything, are you just trying to win some? I don't know what the goal is, because at the end of the day, you can't tell nobody what to do with their stuff.
No, you can't. But I think going into it, you know.
Yeah, you know that's it.
No, he
And
knows.
I just hope he doesn't embarrass himself by trying to still ask for a
Now,
job in the league.
I will say this. It's pie in the sky, but he said it on CBS News. He said it on ESPN on Get Up. That whole, I want to change the hearts of the owners. Let me tell you something, bro. You're not changing their hearts.
No.
No, and there's nothing.
First of all, they make way too much money, not even in the football realm.
No, you don't have that power. You don't have that power.
You don't have that power, man.
No, you're not changing their hearts. You're not. I don't care if they sit down.
And you shouldn't want to. Because
no, you want everybody to be themselves.
That's right.
Be authentic. If that's who you are, be that. But keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
And that's all I said earlier today, man. I'm fine with it. Hire who you want to hire. Just go ahead, cut that check for the fine, doing the proper process, and allow it to go to charity. That's it.
That's it. If it's just about a process thing, then yeah, you're absolutely right. But if you're trying to go in there and tell old people what to do, man, you might as well have.
It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem.
It's already hard telling older people what to do, but then telling older billionaires what to do. Come on,
Yeah.
You know better than that. You know better than that.
How long before Lincoln Riley? Because that defense is still gonna be shabby.
They're going to be good with Caleb. I mean, they're in the Pac-12, the land of no defense too. So I do think that I don't think Lincoln Riley will skip a beat and take a dive unless he plays a team that's outside of the conference that's really good, like a Notre Dame. If they mess around getting to the playoffs, maybe UCLA, they're coming up. What's his name? Dorial Reynolds Robinson. He's coming back. He's coming back.
Oh, he's coming back? Okay.
Yep, he's coming back. And then, Oregon is always solid. Anthony Brown did a good job last year. I don't know if he's coming back, but Oregon always has a good team. So I think Lincoln Riley is at the best place that Lincoln Riley should be at. I don't think he should be messing around the SEC. It'll ruin his boy wonder, especially for the quarterback position.
Yeah, I see them still losing 3 games. I mean, when you get pushed around by the likes of Oregon State, they got pushed around by Stanford last year, bro. You watched that Stanford team with me.
Yeah.
Notre Dame. If that's the team, they averaged, dude, you realize Stanford averaged 70 yards rushing last year a game? 70. They put up 200 on USC.
Yeah, I know.
So,
USC got to stop being pretty, but they just got prettier with the coach that they got. He's
man,
not looking to no physicality. That's a non-physical football team up at USC.
and K Mac says, he thinks it's gonna be a quick turnaround. Pac-12, it might be a quick turnaround. But I can tell you what's not gonna be a quick turnaround when they face somebody like Notre Dame, Alabama. No, ain't no quick turnaround.
Yeah, because they got to defend.
Yeah, they're gonna see real fast, like, oh, this isn't a Pac-12.
Like that national championship game was the most physical game of the whole year, by far. I mean, dudes were banging.
I don't think I would be. I would love to sit and talk to a room full of both players from both teams
Mm.
and just have like a real conversation just about the game.
Just about the game.
Just
'Cause
about
that was a special game.
like,
Special game.
like y'all. That was one of the games where it felt like they hated each other, but if you really looked at it, it's like, you know what? They just playing hard against each other, like they like at the park.
Oh yeah, like
It
nobody was watching.
Yeah,
This is just a hard Saturday. The boys
just
out there
hard.
just like
Absolutely.
we don't really. It's not about hating you, but I'm gonna let you feel all of this. This is a championship on the line.
Right.
This is like the intensity you get like a turkey bowl with your family.
Right.
You ain't seen your cousin in a minute. He owe you $20, and he come around that corner with that ball.
You pop.
I'm gonna have to pop you a little bit harder.
Because it wasn't like a lot of animosity.
No, they wasn't chirping after the
lot
game.
of-
They wasn't chirping too
You didn't
much.
see a lot of chirping. It was just kind of like,
You heard the hits.
man,
And they got up. It was physical tackles, and it was just they go back to the huddle. It was really clean.
facts.
But that's just what the level of discipline and what it takes to even be that locked in. It's a championship game, and you disciplined and making plays, and you not talking stuff, trying to show your ass because you at the championship game. I mean, that was just impressive to watch. And I think Notre Dame, we have the makeup of a team like that. We filling in some of them gaps with the players. I love to hear the linebackers are sideline to sideline in the speed group.
Yeah.
Because that will be the biggest difference we'll notice first day at a Notre Dame game is us making plays on the sideline.
So somebody else asked me this earlier, and we can talk about it. Look. Jim Harbaugh going back to Michigan. If I had to put my money on where Dante Moore is going to college, it's not Michigan. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not worried about Michigan.
Michigan State, maybe.
Now, I might be worried. I'm definitely worried about Mel Tucker.
Yeah.
And that relationship that's there. Michigan, I'm not worried about Michigan.
No.
At all. So him going back to Michigan means nothing other than he got a 50 spot waiting on him in Columbus.
Easily.
CJ Stroud, I think they're looking forward to that game more than they're looking forward to Notre Dame.
Yeah, they're not thinking about us because we don't play them enough. It's just a big game off of respect. But Michigan has got something coming for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Dante is not, I don't know where you're hearing this. Malik talks to him, literally talks to him. Dante Moore isn't going to Michigan.
Definitely not.
He's not. So you can take our word. You can believe what you want to believe. I'm just telling you. He's not going to Michigan. Heck, Tommy Reese is doing his damn thing on the recruiting trail. Like, we can say what we want to say. He's putting in work. He has a fantastic relationship with Dante. Fantastic relationship with Carnell Tate. Doing his thing. So
it'll be interesting, man. I think Tommy has a lot to be waiting for this year coming up. I think Coach Freeman has a high expectation. That's why he's kind of not saying too much just yet. But I feel like he'll address it if it needs to be addressed. But, that offensive side of football is the biggest question, at least going into the spring. Because right now I feel like I know what the defense is gonna bring.
Oh, the defense is telling you what they're bringing.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling you, like, oh, we're winning a national championship.
That's right.
You know, like Howard said, he said eventually the offense will catch up around the springtime. After
Yeah.
spring ball.
Well, it's really we got to see what we're working with.
That's true. Hey, you know what though? I'll say this. I pointed this out earlier today. If Jack Cone had any scrambling ability, the Fiesta Bowl would have been totally different.
Yeah, 100%. Because
Once
it was on.
Oklahoma State adjusted, if they went man to man, there was plenty of opportunities to run for first downs. Plenty. Jack Cone couldn't do anything.
Just a limited option, man.
Yeah. So Jack Cone is one of those quarterbacks that needs everything to go right on a play.
Yeah.
For him to be successful. And
that's what Tommy likes, because he's not going to get outside of that parameter of what Tommy sees the drive as, because Tommy can't account for the yards that Tyler Buckner may get on a broken play.
Mm-hmm.
So then that changes what you're calling. It could throw off the rhythm because, sometimes you script certain drives. You want to see certain things. You want to set up certain stuff. But with a guy that's off script like Tyler is, it's hard to put together drives. I mean, it just makes the quarterback job tough. It makes Tommy's job tougher. It definitely makes Tommy's job tougher, which is why I think they value Jack Cone's arm over what Tyler Buckner could bring skill-wise. Because if you, like you said, Oklahoma State was begging Jack Cone to run. There was times in the game where there was nobody in front of Jack Cone, and he's patting the ball to try to look downfield, so
yeah.
I think it's interesting to see that that's what they valued enough to say, all right, I know at least Tyler's going to run some, throw some. They went straight throw.
Yeah.
So that makes me more concerned about Tyler's throwing ability, but he's got a whole year to prove us wrong.
Thank you for the super chat, Jeffrey. Love what you two do. We appreciate you. Thanks for tapping in with us.
Definitely. Thanks, yeah.
Let's see. We got another super chat from my boy Mac, 2011 GT. Missed the show earlier, but now that you bring it up again about Cone and running ability, we have a guy at quarterback that can run. Still don't understand why he didn't see the damn field.
Yes, it is concerning because you got a guy that's highly rated. Everybody says good things about him. And in a game where we really could have used his skill set, he didn't even get a play.
Yeah.
Over a guy that everybody knows that the guy that played is not more talented than the guy that was sitting on the bench. So it's just an interesting wonder why, number one, and two, it makes you a little nervous for the chemistry between Tommy and Tyler going into next season.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the good thing is Tyler and Drew can both scramble and use their legs. Here we go.
Boy, this is big time college football, man. You talking about? Look, just because you can move around, don't mean you can run.
I don't care who they name as starting quarterback. I'm still talking Ish in the bus. I'm gonna talk the same. I do. I don't care if they name Steve Angeli the starting quarterback.
I care.
I'm talking. I
wouldn't talk. I'd be like, you know what?
I'm talking.
That's okay because that's the type of spirit we need in the MF era. It don't matter who we playing, we talking no matter what.
Talking. Might as well. Come on, man. Sometimes you gotta talk. You gotta sell wolf tickets.
Yeah. Blow it up a little bit.
You gotta sell wolf tickets. It's like somebody walk up on you like, who is this? Who are you?
Who are you? Yeah. Get them wondering.
You're about to punk me.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I might understand. Like they said, you surround it, hit the first one and run.
That's right. As long as you get one shot in, you good because they gotta do something.
Yep. I'm up out
using feet, man. That's it.
Yeah. So that's cool. I'm sure I'll be surrounded by 100,000. That's cool. Still talking that ish.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Look, Lilo Blunt, see this, that's the problem, Lilo. I can't help myself. Don't be at the horseshoe talking crazy. Man, look,
We there. And we running the show.
that's the
Right in
best
front of the stadium.
that's the best place to talk it.
That's
You
right.
kidding me? Come on, man. Are you kidding? That's the best. Can you imagine the fourth quarter?
Don't let it be tight. Don't let us be hanging on.
Even worse than that. Forget tight. Don't let it get to the fourth quarter and Notre Dame's like up 10.
Oh, it's getting
yo,
ugly. It's gonna get
yo,
ugly.
the ushers are definitely gonna have to come down. Because there's gonna be some upset Buckeye fans. Like, yo,
Oh, for sure.
you need to come get dude before we get him. Like, no, I dare you to get
Me.
me.
Because we getting y'all on the field.
Yep, somebody gonna catch it. Go ahead and get me. Somebody's gonna catch it. I might not get all 5 of y'all, but
somebody go catch one.
at least 2 is gonna catch it. Super chat. Thank you, Jim Linton, for the super chat. We appreciate you. Man, we're just having fun. Timmy John said, man, that brings a flashback. I had to run for my life back to my vehicle at the
Dude gonna kill me.
gonna kill me. I know that for sure if they got a hold of me. Hey, I'm glad you made it back, Timmy.
Oh man, he had to get up out of there, man. That Colts game. It was probably around when Peyton was there. You know, them Colts fans was crazy over Peyton.
Probably was. Matt D says, yeah, if we're up 10, it's going to get ugly in there. That's the best time to strike. That's the best time to strike.
Best time to strike. I know if I was an Oregon fan, I would have gotten the fight up there at Ohio State.
Oh, earlier this year?
Yeah.
Oregon was up like 20 in the second half.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, bad.
That's the best, bro. You don't let opportunities like that go by.
Mm-mm.
Once in a lifetime opportunity to talk trash at the shoe. I'm talking about Jim Knowles. I'm talking about Ryan Day. I'm talking about Travion. I'm talking
all
about
of it.
Dude, I'm trying to talk to Baby Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, your father got any more guns? I'm everything. I'm bringing up everything.
You looking up info on players. You looking up info on the coach.
I'm coming with all the jokes.
Crazy.
All the jokes. Let's see. Before we get out of here. Matt, don't tell me you're scared, man.
Yeah, Matt. If he's scared, go to church.
Yeah, don't be scared.
Come on, man. We here.
I got you.
We the fighting Irish, not the scared Irish.
Matt D said, y'all don't make me have to work OT. I can't keep everybody out of jail.
That's okay. It'll be good sitting on a dove in jail, though.
Anthony Solomon said, can you imagine, Shaun, if ND is up 20 in the fourth quarter? Anthony, let me tell you something, bro.
I'm storming the field. We up 20? Oh, my God. Yeah, we winning the championship. I'm storming the field.
Bro, if Notre Dame was up 20 in the shoe late, my comments won't even be about Notre Dame. All of my comments are going to be about how trash.
How trash Ohio State is. That's it. That's it.
Trash.
That is it.
Y'all garbage. Michigan going to spank y'all again.
Y'all might even get got by Wisconsin and Mertz because you know Mertz.
Western might get y'all. I'm letting it ride. Oh man! And don't let Tyler throw for more yards than CJ. Oh man!
Yeah, don't let Tyler cut up because I'm really going in.
Yeah, Lee Marie. Congratulations to Jack Cohn for winning the Pat Tillman Award at the Senior Bowl. It wasn't a Senior Bowl. It was actually the East-West Shrine Bowl where he won that award. But definitely, tip of the cap to Jack Cohn on receiving that award.
Respect, Jack, man. You've been nothing but good to us at Notre Dame.
Yo, so we'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Yeah,
We'll be here.
recap. This used to be the most exciting day years ago, man, for a long time. First Wednesday in February. Now,
It's whatever.
yeah, early signing period changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, at least we get to see Mel Tucker whoop on Jim Harbaugh again.
That's right. Mel Tucker take over the Big Ten. That's what I want to see.
We actually need Mel to have a suspect season next year, though. That's what we need. I don't think it's going to happen. Let's see, because Kenneth Walker went to the NFL, right?
He should have. Yeah, they got to get a marquee player back there.
I did see the mock draft. They have Cal has moved up to number 3.
Going where?
Number 3 in the draft to the who has the 3rd pick? I want to say Houston. I think it was the Houston Texans.
Hmm.
They had him 3rd. Yes, the Houston Texans at 3.
Wouldn't be bad.
I don't want him in that. No. I want him to go to a good organization, man.
He too high in the draft for that.
Dude. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
I guess he'll just have to look forward to Pro Bowls
Making his money.
because that Super Bowl, I don't know about that one.
Yeah. Too bad he couldn't go to the Bengals.
You just had to sneak that in there, didn't you?
Hey, the Bengals at the back of the line this year, baby.
Man, Lucky Lefty Podcast, as always, brought to you by Nora Whiskey at NoraWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey at NoraWhiskey.com. Thank you for another episode of Oh and Another Thing. From my man Malik Zaire at Overtime Malik, I'm Shaun Davis at SD2 Mics. Go get some rest. We'll see you in the morning. Spin it different.